About this, the mayor of Arcadia, that's in Los Angeles County, just north and east of downtown LA, now facing federal charges of acting as an agent of China.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. So today we've got a story out of Southern California involving foreign influence, propaganda, local government, and federal prosecutors saying that a sitting mayor was secretly working on behalf of the Chinese government. And yes, she agreed to plead guilty. Welcome to Nellie Miranda. As always, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. So Eileen Wang, the mayor of Arcadia, California, is basically allegedly a Chinese spy. Arcadia is an affluent Los Angeles suburb with a very large Chinese American population, and federal prosecutors say that before taking office, Wang worked with individuals connected to the Chinese Communist Party to spread pro-Beijing propaganda in the United States through what appeared to be a legitimate Chinese American news outlet.
Now at 11, from secret messages to pro-China propaganda, the SoCal mayor accused of acting as an illegal covert agent for Beijing for years. Good evening, I'm Micah Ullman.
And I'm Cher Calvin. The mayor of Arcadia has now resigned and taken a plea deal after the FBI says she admitted to secretly serving the interests of the Chinese government.
Now I know some people are going to say, oh, here we go again. This is anti-China hysteria, etc. But no, this has nothing to do with everyday Chinese Americans. This has to do with the Chinese Communist Party and whether foreign governments should be secretly influencing American politics and media. Those are two very different things. And according to federal prosecutors, this wasn't accidental or a misunderstanding, paperwork issue, none of that. But rather, it was a very coordinated propaganda activity. According to the DOJ, Wang worked with a man named Yaoning Mike Sun, who was already serving prison time for acting as an illegal foreign agent for China. Prosecutors say they operated a website called U.S. News Center, which presents itself as a news source for Chinese Americans, while allegedly pushing messaging directly approved by officials tied to Beijing.
The city of Arcadia is without a mayor tonight after Eileen Wang stepped down following these federal charges. Now, she's accused of acting as a foreign agent for the Chinese government, and tonight the Trump administration is weighing in.
Arcadia,
That's Eileen Wang in a 2022 campaign video when she was running for Arcadia City Council. On Monday, the 58-year-old resigned from her post as mayor after being charged with acting as a foreign agent for the Chinese government. The Department of Justice says Wang worked with Yaoning Mike Sun, an associate, to promote the interests of the People's Republic of China, pushing propaganda in the U.S. Among their platforms, a Southern California Chinese American community news source used to allegedly disseminate biased news articles.
She was trying to say things like there was no genocide, there's no forced labor, or things of that nature against certain minorities by the Chinese government in order to perpetuate that type of image for them. And the U.S. government says we're not going to allow that.
But let's switch gears just a little bit so I can tell you about an American company who will work on your behalf to get you the best Medicare insurance for your needs. CASHAPP. If you are 65 and on Medicare, listen up. You're probably A, overpaying for your current Medicare plan, or B, you're on a plan that isn't the best fit for your needs and don't even know it. There's different plans, there's different coverage and different costs, and most people assume that once they pick a plan, that's the end of it, and they never go back to review their options. And that is why I partnered with CASHAPP, because they connect you with licensed Medicare advisors who compare every plan available nationwide, not just one insurance company. Their job is to help you understand your options based on your doctors, your prescriptions, and your budget. The call is free. There is no pressure to sign up, and it takes less than 20 minutes of your day. So again, if you are 65 and up and on Medicare, or you're helping a parent navigate it, please dial 646-817-8160 for complete Medicare guidance. That is 646-817-8160, or go to askchapter.org/Nellie. Now back to the story. So federal investigators say that Wang admitted that Chinese government officials directed some of the content that was published on the site. One article reportedly denied the persecution of Uyghurs in Xinjiang and denied forced labor allegations tied to cotton production there. According to prosecutors, the content was essentially Chinese state propaganda being distributed here in America without any disclosures. And prosecutors are saying that she failed to register as a foreign agent while carrying out all of these activities. And that is the key issue here, because if you are acting on behalf of a foreign government in the United States, federal law requires disclosure. Not for every country in the world, but China is not on that list. And so the government says that she never disclosed that part and that this propaganda operation was disguised as independent community journalism.
Lou Shapiro is a criminal defense attorney not involved in this case, but says the allegations were serious enough for Wang to step down as Arcadia's mayor.
This may not rise to the level of espionage, such as somebody spying on behalf of the government, but it is a sense of betrayal where somebody is in a position of political power in the United States. They have a lot of influence, a lot of reach. And instead of working on behalf of the United States and the local constituents, they're working on behalf of the Chinese government.
And the bigger issue is that this fits into a pattern that we've been watching for years now. China has been aggressively trying to influence American institutions at every level. Talk about universities, businesses, technology, media, local politics, and even school boards. And a lot of people in Washington have spent years pretending that this wasn't happening because they too were too busy cashing checks from corporations doing business with Beijing. But anyways, this story matters because Eileen Wang wasn't some random internet blogger. This was the mayor of an American city. The city manager released a statement saying the conduct allegedly stopped before she officially took office and that no city funds or city decision-making processes were involved.
Arcadia city officials call the charges troubling, but say they stem from the time before Wang was sworn into office.
It raises concerns for us and for our communities. This also relates to the conduct of one individual. There are no other city council members that are under investigation at this time.
Now, I'm glad that they clarified that, but let's be honest, that does not exactly calm public concern. Because the question that people are going to ask is obvious. If someone was willing to secretly work with a foreign government before taking office, why should voters automatically trust that all influence suddenly disappeared afterward? That's just the reality. And again, this is not conspiracy theory territory anymore. This is federal court territory. This is the plea agreement. According to the DOJ, she agreed to plead guilty to acting as an illegal foreign agent. Kash Patel posted on X and said this. Take a listen.
The charges have sent shockwaves across the country. FBI Director Kash Patel posted on X that federal partners continue to move aggressively to root out this kind of influence in American institutions.
So in his entire tweet, he said, Arcadia Mayor Eileen Wang in California has been charged with acting as an illegal agent of the People's Republic of China in the United States. Mayor Wang admitted to acting as a foreign agent from at least 2020 through 2022, promoting PRC propaganda in the U.S. and acting at PRC's direction to promote their interests. She has agreed to resign from office and plead guilty. FBI and our federal partners continue to move aggressively to root out this kind of influence in American institutions all over the country. And one thing that I keep noticing is how these stories always seem to involve community organizations, media outreach, or cultural engagement as a cover-up. That's how influence operations work in modern politics. It is not always spies in trench coats like some Hollywood movie. Sometimes it is local media websites. Sometimes it is nonprofit groups, business partnerships, and campaign support. The goal is influence. The goal is shaping narratives and building relationships with people who eventually gain political power. And according to prosecutors, Wang's co-conspirator viewed her as a new political star who could help advance pro-China interests in America. And that should alarm everyone because Foreign governments absolutely understand that local politics matter. Today's city council member can become tomorrow's state legislator, a congressperson, or even a governor. Influence operations, they often start small and local, and unfortunately, America has become incredibly vulnerable to this stuff because we have simply normalized corruption and influence everywhere. Lobbyists influence politicians. Corporations influence politicians. Mega donors influence politicians. Foreign governments influence politicians. Half the country already assumes that elected officials are for sale. So when stories like this break, people, they almost shrug it off, and it's very unfortunate. However, Wang faces up to 10 years in prison under the charge that she agreed to plead guilty to.
Eileen Wang is set to appear in court this afternoon, expected to plead guilty in the coming days to one felony count of acting as an illegal agent. Wang faces a potential sentence of up to 10 years in prison.
But what are your thoughts? Do you think foreign governments are influencing American politics more than people realize? And should local elected officials face harsher penalties in foreign influence cases? Let me know in the comments, and if you got value from today's video, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to support the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss future updates. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.